Okay, so Nathan, I want to thank you for talking with WhargablTV today. You're currently composing music for a True Blood, correct?
Yep.
What has been some of your difficult situations that you have come across while working like in this business?
Just general stories, or
whatever you want to answer with. Go ahead.
I think working on a show like True Blood has been a really amazing experience for me because the people who are involved are just really wonderful, creative people like Alan Ball, who most people know. He won the Academy Award for American Beauty writing that, and he created 6 Feet Under. And True Blood continues to be a really interesting piece of work, like his other things. He's got a great team of writers he works with, and I'm just along for that journey. And it's the first show I've done, the first thing I've done really, where I feel like there's a very specific, established sound that's unique to me, and I think that's what we as composers all strive to do.
Okay. Amanda, how did you manage to land the job for True? Yeah.
True Blood came to me because they used my score to Eli Roth's film Hostel as temp music during the editing process. And so they said, oh, this stuff's kind of working, why don't we get Nathan Barr in for an interview? And so I came in with maybe 5 or 6 other composers individually, and we did interviews, and I pitched to them that I was very flattered that they liked Hostel, but I didn't feel like it was exactly the right thing for the show. And I think they really liked that I, as a composer, had come in and shot down my own stuff.
Okay.
And so that was, and then I pitched them my idea for the show, how I would approach it musically, and they really liked that.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay, great. Now, you've been an assistant for Hans Zimmer as well, correct?
I worked with Hans very briefly, about 8 months in 1997, 98, and it was a really good experience for me. It was very much a learning experience for me.
Okay.
And I was like being thrown into the deep end of the pool. I learned very quick to swim, or else I was going to sink and drown.
I am a fan of his music as well. Way before he did Batman v Begins. But I am curious how you managed to get that assistant position.
I got that job. It was just one of those life surprises that came along. I was running packages around town as a messenger for a production management company, and one of my friends, who was looking for a job himself, saw a job listing, and it said prominent Hollywood film composer seeking driver/assistant. It didn't say who it was. And he showed me, he said, hey, you like film music, don't you? And I'm like, oh yeah, totally. So I sent him my resume, I got a call back, and it was down to me and 2 other guys, and we each went in and met with Hans, and he and I gelled the best, so I got the job. And it was really ultimately at that point, I didn't have any experience with scoring films, so at that point it was really about Hans needing to hire someone who he could spend every day with, which I totally understand. Because I would pick him up every day in the morning and at his house, we'd drive to work, I'd spend all day at work with him, so it was really about the personal connection there, and he and I certainly had that. So.
Okay, great. How did you get started with film scoring? I mean, what like really got you interested into this field?
Well, it was that job with Hans Zimmer that got me into the field. Film music was something I always paid attention to. It was something I always enjoyed, and I knew I wanted to get into film. And film and music, my 2 greatest loves in life, both came together in that job. So that's how I got into it. Okay.
What would you say would be your best advice for anyone just starting out or anyone that really wants to break into this field?
Yeah, I think my best piece of advice for anyone trying to become a film composer is to make sure you live in Los Angeles, because it's probably not going to happen anywhere else. It's really based out here. I knew I wanted to get into film. I got on a plane, I left New York, and I moved to Los Angeles. So that's the first piece of advice I have. It's very location specific. The second piece of advice I have is people would be surprised at who they're able to get in touch with if they try a little bit, and if they approach that person appropriately. And I think my next piece of advice would be try to get in touch with some of your favorite film composers and see if they're looking for an assistant or an intern. Tell them you're willing to do anything. You'll make coffee, you'll get their dry cleaning, whatever it is, because that's a great way into the business. In my experience, better than school. I didn't take any film music classes in school. It was when I started to work for a real living, breathing, successful film composer that my journey started. So,
would you suggest networking as well, or do you think
networking?
Yeah.
Well, that to me is networking. Like that's what it is. Yeah, it's just getting in touch with some of these film composers and saying that you're there to do anything. You'll do anything. All you want is to work for them. And I think they'll hopefully see in that person the drive, the love, and the excitement about film music, and hire them. So.
Okay. Well, Nathan, I really appreciate your time for speaking with WhargarblTV today. Huge honor to me,
Sure.
man. I really appreciate you like time, man. Thank
Thanks.
you.